The spiciest moment from the entire reunion for me was definitely when Boa called out Priyanka for not being a great friend, and Priyanka being like,
great question.
Iconic. It's a new day in the workroom. We still don't have a premiere date for season 2 of Canada's Drag Race, but we did get a reunion. Before we get into this video, guys, don't forget to like, comment, share, and subscribe. And for more exclusive content, link in the description below for my Patreon. It's amazing over there. Go check it out.
You can call me Priyanka. You can call me now. What's my name? Priyanka. Welcome to the show, everybody. I am so excited to be here. This is going to be amazing.
So the show was hosted by Canada's Drag Race winner Priyanka. She looked stunning, first of all. Her face was beat to the frickin' gods. This is kind of one of the best makeup looks I've ever seen on her. I love the color combination of the lip that she was giving. I love the hair that she was serving. I even love that pageant gown with the, you know, touches of her West Indian roots on it. I thought it was really gorgeous. I couldn't stop looking at her face the entire time she was on screen.
An absolute legend. Like, there's never gonna be another one of me.
No.
So I'm good, I'm happy. And everybody remembers the girl who went home first, and everybody always watches the first episode, so.
They go through the girls' journeys one by one, and we all know Juice Boxx, she went home first. She looked cute. I liked her little outfit that she was in. They didn't really talk a lot about what went on with her because, hey, she was on the freaking show for an episode.
Anastarzia, what was your reaction when Juice Boxx went home?
I don't remember.
Good.
Wow.
Like legit, I don't remember.
Wow.
Very good.
Good.
The other girls, forgettable.
I feel like she had more to offer the show than what we got to saw, which is unfortunate because she's really funny on TikTok and she serves really good looks. And I feel like she's a really pretty girl. I felt like maybe if we didn't see her in a design challenge day one, we would have really liked her a lot because not a lot of girls are sewers or whatever.
Even my mom was like, Kyne, you look like such a bitch, Kyne.
The villain of the season, Kyne. Kyne was not able to be there in studio. She was living in London or something. I don't know. Maybe she was just on tour. But I loved Kyne. If you remember, I liked her. I wanted her to go further because she was just there to stir the pot. She was there to make you uncomfortable. And that's great TV for me. So I was in love with her. Her fashions are a little weird for someone who does fashion, but I enjoyed her a lot. She even mentioned that watching the show back with her mom, she was like, girl, you were kind of a bitch. Like, what was up with that? So Kyne did apologize for some of the things she did on the show and how she was portrayed, well, not how she was portrayed, because you did what you did. And I never like when a girl's like, it was the edit. No, bitch, you said what you said. And so she took ownership of that, and I respect her for that. And I knew I liked her for a reason.
And this is a gag.
Oh, she made eye contact with the lens. And this is the gag.
I wish I had watched this show prior to getting on.
Anastarzia Anaquway. First of all, when I first heard that name, I was like, why? Why is your name so hard for me to say? I don't know why it's so hard for me to say. But Starzy was amazing on the show, pageant girl. You know, she was robbed for that first episode. The whole world thinks so, so there's some merit to her claim here. She did not have a lot of personality on the show because she was so reserved and like pageant-like, even though she did share like an incredible story really about her life, where she came from and how she came to be in Canada and all of that. But something I found very interesting that I didn't know and I'm still like in awe of is that she did not watch the show prior to being on the show. She literally watched the first season with Bibi Zahara Benet and that was it. How busy can you really be? Like 10 plus years. How busy are you really? I don't buy it.
I started watching the show after I got eliminated. And I sat there watching every season and I was like, you dumb bitch.
I literally was about to be like, you
bitch. If you had watched this show, you would have done much better.
But she says she didn't watch the show and so she didn't know what to expect. That's why when she came on the show, she's like, oh my God, this is crazy. I don't know what I'm doing. And it was obvious. She was out of her element and she didn't show a lot of her personality. On this day, she came here with a whole new personality. I was like, I don't know who this is, but I'm loving this girl. She seems like a girl who drinks and has fun. And I lived for it.
You've ever performed with any of the Drag Race women? They always have the same answer. You have to do it to understand. Now I really get it after being on that show. Yeah, it was like I was not prepared for that.
The Queen of Toronto, Tynomi motherfucking Banks, looked amazing. I was here for the hair sculpted. I was here for the face beat. I was here for the freaking garment snatched. Tynomi Banks is one of my favorite queens. She performs the housedownboots.com. Yes, mama, yes, God. I don't know if I said that right. But I like her a lot as a performer. I liked her a lot on the show. I was rooting for her a lot. And I'm so happy that they mentioned this in this reunion special, because I said this every single episode when the judges were reading her. I was like, why is it that the judges are coming for her based on what they know of her outside of the show? That's some bullshit. I don't feel like if you know me as a performer in the clubs and on the circuit or whatever, you should be taking that into account when you're judging me on this show. And they did that a lot with Tynomi Banks. They're like, I don't see you. I don't know. I don't recognize this person. You're not the same Tynomi I'm used to. I'm like, bitch, I agree. Tynomi's like, yeah, I'm fierce on stage, but translating my fierceness performing a freaking ballad or a dance number with backup dancers and lights and freaking confetti does not translate to a sewing challenge. That's not what I do for my gigs.
Even though I knew you guys, I literally had a clean slate. I was like, okay, we're gonna do this competition. So the fact every time the judges were like, oh, where is she? I don't recognize this person.
And I really liked her saying that, because I kept thinking, Brooklyn knows her from the clubs or whatever. They came up together, and so Brooklyn's like, where's my fierce sister? But this show is different. We're doing acting challenges, sewing challenges, and freaking climbing up a hill and screaming into a fan. What do you want from me here? So just judge me against the other girls. Her exit was pretty emotional. If you can remember, everyone was crying. There was not a dry eye in the freaking house. No one wanted to lip sync against her because no one wanted her to go home, but she did go home and she's killing the game. She's doing very well outside of Drag Race and I'm really happy for her.
And everybody's screaming back to me, just KiKi Coe! And I'm never ready for these things, you know, but I appreciate it every time. Keep doing it.
KiKi won a KiKi is one of the most iconic lines to come out of Canada's Drag Race. And unfortunately, the only two things I remember from KiKi are that iconic line and her lip sync against Priyanka when she went home. Otherwise, she was pretty quiet on the show. She never got into any drama with anyone. She never, you know what? There was a runway where I was like, work, bitch. When she was like that scarecrow thing, I was like, I'm really into this. This is freaking amazing, and I don't think you're getting enough credit for this. She had a really great time on the show. Unfortunately, she wasn't able to make it in studio, but she was in Montreal. Let me not clown her on. She was in Montreal. She really didn't say much on the reunion. She only talked about like her viral moments, like with Celine Dion, I think watched the lip sync that she did with Priyanka, and you know, her famous line, KiKi won a KiKi.
I always knew Drag Race was my dream, but in going to the show, I realized that it was so much bigger than just me, and I had an opportunity to do something important. And that to me means more than winning any money or winning any challenges or whatever, you know?
Ilona Verley, she was repping for the Indigenous Two-Spirit Queens, and I loved her for that. She gave us some sickening fashions. Like, she was one of the girls that I would look forward to seeing every week because I knew her runway was gonna be freaking fierce, and her makeup skills are impeccable. Now, Ilona Verley has had an interesting run on the show. She was always bickering and in this love-hate relationship with her best frenemy, Scarlett Bobo, and it was like pretty much her entire stint on the show. They talked about that on this reunion and why they're not in the place that they used to be in, or I don't give a shit, I don't know.
you were just really focused on your journey and what you were doing. And obviously being top 3, you had so much exciting stuff coming up. And I kind of felt like I was just getting pushed further and further out of your life.
They were fighting a lot on the show, and they came on the reunion fighting and crying. I was like, girl, it's been a year, shut up. Not to one or the other, but to both of them.
My opinion, you were one of the most important people of my entire life. I would have fucking run into a bus for you. And I don't know what you're talking about.
It was just weird. They were fighting about something that happened off the show.
I've been doing everything I can to just make it through every fucking day. And when it felt like my only friend wasn't listening to me, I just needed to leave so that I could feel better.
But I was like, okay, someone moved to a different city and someone felt neglected. And I was like, are you guys together? Or are you just friends? I don't know. I don't have a lot of friends, so I can't relate.
Oh, she's being cute for TV.
Girl, I walked in there, I was like, who is this Willy Wonka looking ass bitch?
Read me, let me
And
have
her
it.
one-ply ostrich feather fucking coat, girl.
Bitch on Arrival. I love that name. The first time I heard it, I was not into it. I was like, that's a long name. But Boa, it's cute. I love the longer name even more than the abbreviated name. Anyways, Boa looked great. She did an upgraded version of her entrance look. And who can forget her freaking iconic entrance line? I'm not like them other queens. I think I added something to that, but you get the gist of it. I like this queen. I think she's beautiful. On the show, she was a little quirky. Her and Kyne kind of had a moment on the reunion because we all remember Kyne went the fuck off in Untucked when the judges liked Boa's look. Boa and not hers. You know how Kyne was about that. So Kyne apologized. She's like, I thought I was being funny, but there was a little bit of truth behind it. I was kind of pissed, and Boa did accept the apology, so that was really good. I love that they were able to move past it. No one had any animosity towards each other. That was great. But then off script, Boa was like, Priyanka, let's have our Valentina moment where you don't love me. I was like, oh, this came out of nowhere. Let's see how this turns out. Huh.
Priyanka, I want to say to you,
Yes.
all of a sudden you dropped me, and a lot of your old friends too. You don't answer my messages anymore. When you need something, you text me. So what's going on with that?
I could see the wheels turning in Priyanka's head because she's there hosting the show thinking, oh, I'm cute. I'm Tyra Banks today. And the girls are never gonna come for me because I'm the winner and everyone loves me. But no, they're like, yeah, do you think you're better than us or something, bitch?
Great question.
I was like, no, she did not. I'm obviously paraphrasing here for dramatic effect, but Priyanka had a really good response.
You're like sitting in front of your laptop trying to get money to pay for your music videos. You're trying to get your next bookings. You're trying to stay relevant because season 2 is coming around the corner and then you have to step down. And like, it's hard when this show puts you on the sides of buses and trains and billboards and then you're so famous. And I started to like really fear being irrelevant. And I was so nervous of that. So I literally just like put blinders on.
She handled it well. She said that, you know what, I was afraid of being irrelevant. And after I won the show, I was like, I need to work like Rihanna. And so I was busy. I didn't have time to return anyone's calls for months. I was too caught up in my own world and my own thing and my own feelings, which understandable. But she apologized and I felt like it was a really good moment. We all need to be checked. Priyanka called everyone out the entire season, so I love that someone called her out.
Everyone was talking about me so much. Maybe it wasn't all positive, but the amount of times that someone said lemon followed by a sentence.
Priyanka's best friend, the girl who likes to wear yellow, Lemon. I like her a lot.
Lemon's gonna look hot.
Oh yes, hi Lemon. Always in yellow. I love your branding. Oh my God. Lemon is so funny and like really polished for a young queen. We didn't get to really go into a lot of drama that Lemon had. I mean, all the girls were kind of not obsessed with Lemon and wanted her to go at a certain point in the competition, but no one really addressed it with the girls. Well, kind of they did, but not really. A lot of them said we didn't like you at the time because we didn't really know you that well and you're kind of a bitch. I'm paraphrasing here. But overall, they're all still friends. It was cool. She did a music video with Priyanka.
When you see my ass in this, I charge credit. Your dad dropped stacks on this, and don't forget it. He's trying to find my pussy pics up on Reddit. Gloss on the blunt, ain't sorry, it's Fenty. Don't mean to stunt, but we stunting plenty.
I really enjoyed her verse on it. Yeah.
Well, she is safe and she is here with me right now.
You couldn't even show anyone I actually won something? Damn it, what was that montage? Wait, roll the days back. Can we at least see my win?
Scarlett Bobo with her looks being a no-no, not today. She actually looked pretty great. I loved her face, her makeup, her hair, her outfit. Everything was great. And she was really snatched. I was like, I don't remember Scarlett being this tiny. But again, I think she was always this tiny. I don't know. She looked great. They talked about her being on the show and not winning anything. Well, that's what the package they gave her on the show was. But I really feel like she won something at some point. They didn't even mention the one win she got. They were like, Scarlett Bobo, her whole entire time on the show, she was safe. She won nothing. To be honest, I feel like the producers forgot that she won something. That's kind of shady. She talked to Ilona Verley. I told you, they fought for like 15 minutes about nothing. It was like watching season 1 all over again.
You know, I never really had a viral moment like that where something I did swept around the world and made people laugh, and so that was an absolute dream.
The icon, the legend. Some of you think she should have won season 1 of Canada's Drag Race. Jimbo, the clown. Jimbo looked great. I thought Jimbo looked stunning. I thought the body was everything. The body was bodying. The body was bodying all the way up into her freaking nostrils. I live for it. Jimbo had a really great time on the show. She was a fashion icon. I love that Jimbo mentioned that she was pissed that Rita Baga won that denim look when she was barely wearing denim in stretch fabric, because we all thought it. I clocked it. And Jimbo should have won that freaking episode.
I was underslept. I was maybe a little bit mad that she won that denim challenge, where we all know there wasn't necessarily a lot of denim in that look. And then Jeffrey's critique coming for me, telling me I wasn't glamorous. So the last thing I expected was my sister to come for me. And so when she did, I just was like, no!
But I like that she mentioned that they talked about that iconic reading session where Jimbo annihilated Rita Baga's freaking wig and her hairline. That's all I needed from this reunion. They talked a lot about Jimbo reading people, and I didn't realize how shady she was until I saw those clips. I was like, well, damn. Jimbo was doing it on this freaking show.
How would you define glamour?
Shots fired!
I would define it like this.
Jeffrey Bowyer-Chapman is shaking.
Yes, shake Jeffrey.
She was still throwing shade at Jeffrey for that glamour comment, but Jeffrey ain't here no more, so that's that on that.
Oh, I'm very sorry I cannot join you in the studio. I have so many things coming up, and tonight I'm co-hosting a Just for a Laugh gala here.
Rita Baga was not able to be here for this reunion because she is the freaking French-Canadian Oprah and she doesn't need this show. Basically, she's been on every single TV show in French Canada you can think of. She's hosting huge freaking comedy shows. I think she has a whole talk show at this point. She's so busy. I want the career Rita Baga has, literally.
It's been so cool to win such an iconic show because there would be no season of television ever like Canada's Drag Race.
No.
I'm the Kelly Clarkson of Canada.
Oh my God.
I was a little taken aback when they had Priyanka host this entire thing. I was like, I'd have rather Brooklyn host it. It would have flowed differently for me because there was no point where I got to see all the girls together at once, and I guess that could have been related to COVID. Maybe, maybe not. I feel like they could have done it either way. Also, Priyanka being the one that's hosting and then having some of the girls come for her, I was like, I'd have liked it for someone else to be the mediator in that moment. That would have been nice for me, but she did an amazing job as a host. She's great on TV. She's been doing this since she was a child.
The wonderful thing about drag is it keeps pushing forward and it keeps changing and it keeps evolving. So I want to see that with the queens too. I don't want to see things we saw last year.
Priyanka interviewed the new judges for season 2 of Canada's Drag Race. They did a little workroom thing, like they were there standing around. It was weird. I was like, could you not sit for this segment? Why do we have to stand? Awkward. Priyanka looked amazing. I felt like she had this beautiful green gown that was wasted on this moment. The audio was trash. It felt like they were shouting into the Grand Canyon. The video was weird. I was like, why is it so weird? Everyone's makeup looks bad, and I know it's not their makeup. I just know it's the camera that they're using. Ew. But Brooklyn looked great. I thought if this is a glimpse into what season 2 is gonna be like, I'm here for it. Because season 1, I was kind of not into Brooklyn's outfits. I was like, for the host of the show, you can't have some of these hoes walking up here that you're judging looking better than you. The hell? So Brooklyn talked about that on a podcast, I think as well. And she's like, this new season, I'm gonna be way more prepared and I'm gonna give you a look. And so it looks like she's giving us looks.
I treat every day like it's my first day on the job. You know, I'm not asking anybody to do anything that I haven't done. You have to be kind, you have to be compassionate, you have to show up and be a pro.
I liked all of the judges' outfits. Tracy's a new judge. She's no longer this correspondent or whatever. So love that for her. She looks gorgeous, like really, really stunning.
Queens can take what they want and leave what they want behind. But I think what all of us really want to do is be honest, but also super kind and super, you know, protective of the queens and their drag and who they are.
Brad from Fashion Police with Joan Rivers, he's on here as a freaking judge. I love that for him. I think he's gonna be talking a lot about the girls' looks. So at least he has a point of view and like some credentials to back it up. I expect a lot from him, even though for someone who did Fashion Police, I did not like your shoes.
What can people expect from you as a judge? Are you the mean judge?
No, I'm not.
Do you cry a lot? Do you laugh a lot?
I cry a lot. I'm the mom judge, I think.
Amanda is a new judge as well, which is freaking cool to me because she was a guest judge last season and they called her to be a judge this season. Hear me, I sound like a third grader. A judge, a main judge, a permanent judge. I love her from Handmaid's Tale. Lying, never watched it, but I did watch Kim's Convenience, and she was a pastor on that show, so I watched that religiously until, yeah, they canceled it. I cannot wait to see what this judging panel is gonna be giving. I cannot wait to see what this new season of Canada's Drag Race is gonna be giving. I'm here for it. I need to know when it's going to be released so I can prepare myself mentally because it's going to be a key. That's it for this video, guys. Don't forget to like, comment, share, and subscribe to my channel. And go over to my Patreon for more exclusive content. Link in the description below. Bye. Hey beautiful humans, you've made it this far in this video. Why not subscribe to my Patreon? You can sign up for exclusive content I don't post on YouTube, or support me making content for this channel. Speaking of, why don't you watch another video?